Look, if you've got a month left before school starts, you're actually sitting on something way more valuable than you think. Here's the strange part. Most students spend that entire month resting, hanging out, scrolling social media, then suddenly wake up 2 days before school and try to get it together. And almost every year, the same scenario plays out. Week 1, excitement. Week 2, exhaustion. Week 3, the workload starts piling up. And after that, they spend the rest of the year trying to catch up. But there's another type of student. This type isn't smarter, and they don't necessarily study more. They just use the month before school differently. So when school starts, they're already 1 or 2 steps ahead of everyone else. And in this video, I'm going to give you a really simple plan. You don't need to study for 8 hours a day. You don't need to cancel your entire life. But if you follow this over the next month, you'll walk into the school year completely different. First thing you need to do, fix your sleep schedule. I know this advice sounds boring, but hear me out. If you're currently sleeping at 4 a.m. and waking up at noon, you're basically about to start school with a body trained on a completely different rhythm. And the first week of school will feel like a daily battle just to wake up. So instead of waiting until 2 days before school starts, start now. Every few days, push your bedtime back by half an hour until you reach the schedule that actually fits school life. The goal isn't to be perfect. The goal is that on day 1, your body is already used to it. Second step, review last year. Wait, I'm not telling you to open your books and study the entire curriculum. I'm telling you to ask yourself one simple question. Which subject used to wear me out? What was I always putting off? What was the real reason I fell short of where I wanted to be? A lot of people's problem is that they walk into a new year carrying the exact same mistakes from the old one, without even stopping for a minute to think. If you were procrastinating, admit it. If you were wasting huge amounts of time on your phone, admit it. If you were studying the wrong way, admit it. Because the first step to improving is actually knowing the problem. Third step, start a daily reading or learning habit. It doesn't have to be a huge book. It doesn't have to be a full hour. Even 15 minutes a day is more than enough. Why? Because you're not trying to finish a book. You're training your brain to learn something every single day. A student who's already used to learning daily before school starts, when school begins, they slide into it easily. But a student who hasn't opened anything useful in 3 months needs a long time just to get their focus back. So start small. What matters is that you start. Fourth step, cut down your social media time gradually. Notice I said gradually. I'm not telling you to delete the apps, but you need to understand that focus works like a muscle. The more you get used to 10-second videos, the harder it becomes to sit with a book or a lecture for a full hour. Try tracking your actual phone usage. The number will probably shock you. And if you manage to cut even 1 hour a day, you've just gained roughly 30 hours over the month. 30 hours! Imagine what that number could actually do. Fifth step, set realistic goals for the new year. Most people write goals like, I'll get a perfect score, I'll be the top student, I'll study 8 hours every single day. And 2 weeks later, they drop everything. Why? Because the goal is too big and too vague. Instead, say things like, I'll review material right after each class. I'll solve a set number of questions each week. I'll cut down on procrastination. I'll lock in a fixed study time. Small, clear goals are far more powerful than big, vague dreams. Sixth step, set up your study space now. This might sound like a small thing, but your environment matters way more than people realize. If every time you sit down to study, you have to search for a book, a pen, or a decent spot, you're making the task harder on yourself before you even start. Organize your desk, get your supplies ready, clear out the clutter, and let the space tell your brain, this is where work happens. And finally, the most important step in this entire video, start before you feel ready. This is where so many people get stuck, waiting for motivation, waiting for the right mood, waiting for Monday, waiting for the start of the month, and they just keep waiting. The truth is, there's no perfect moment. Start with something small today. Read for 10 minutes, organize your desk, sleep a little earlier, write down your goals. Any step at all. What matters is that you move.
Because a month from now, one person will start school scrambling to catch up, and another person will start school already ready. And the difference between them? It's not intelligence, it's not luck. It's this month. So don't waste it. And if you want to understand yourself better, build a stronger character, and learn skills that'll help you in school, work, and life in general, subscribe to Mo Swada, because that's exactly what we talk about here. See you in the next video.